Alright, welcome guys to the last section of this course. I will be talking about forms. Forms is very vital in every application you build, except you don't want to be receiving input data from your clients or from your users. Forms are used to receive data. For instance, if you want to build a contact page or then you want to fill a form online, these are actually forms elements that do that job. All right then, this was where we left last class, and then we want to talk about forms. Because of that, I am just going to create a new folder, a new file rather. I'm going to call it forms.html. It's very vital now. Please, I want you to follow suit in this course because of the necessity. All right. Like I said, forms are used or forms used to receive user inputs. Let's look at some forms on the internet so we can get a clear vision. For instance, let's say forms, or let's say Harry-tron. Let's come to this website. Alright, we are in this website, and if you look at this website, there is a form. This part is done with form, so the user can type in something, type in their name, email address, or a message. So if you want to build something like this on every website or on your web page, you need to know about HTML forms. Alright then, so we did tables on our last class, so we are talking about forms now. Because of that, I'm just going to run the server, cancel out from that server, and then we run. So we have this. So our title for this page, we're just going to say forms. So how do we create a form? We create form by using the element form. So form actually has an attribute called action, but we will not be talking about this thing for now, but it has that attribute. It's used for API collection from your database, but we don't need this, so we're just going to go, since we are just, then we open. So forms has different elements that we can use inside of it. One element that it has is called the input element, and this input element is an element where user can enter. Is what we can see here. This is an input element. Is an element where user can enter something. An input will be name. Name can be John Bataway, and so this is an input element. But input element has different types. So as we can see here, this input element is a type called text. So that means I can enter text here. And since it is text, I can also enter number and text all together. It can be text John 1 2 3 4. It can be text or number. But the input element don't have a closing element. It is self-closing, so you can put a forward slash there. So another input element type that we have, if you want to receive the user input, it is a type of number. For instance, if you want the user to put in just a number, you can see here, type number. So here we can't put in text, just numbers. We can take in text, just number. So I am just going to be, let's say, using this is a label, and then can group this input element just inside the label, so it's kind of looks well organized. So instead of this, I just move this one in and then take this one off. So here I'm just going to write input, for instance, and say enter name. So I can enter name. So name is text, so you use the type input text. You can give a break element here to break the line. And then here we can say enter, you can say enter phone number. Phone number. So you see, then here we have it, phone number. So we have enter name, enter phone number. We can duplicate this thing so we can have more break lines. Yeah, enter phone number. Then another type of inputs that we have, let's create a label, input type of password. So if you want to receive password from the user, let's give a break element here, element, input type of password. You can say enter password. So you can use a type called password. So if you type in something here, it's going to show this way, so you can receive type of password. All right. So another input type we have again is a type called email. So this is it, type email. So we see you can enter email. You can use this type. You can use text input type for both email if you want to, but just that what this one does is, if you did not put the @ sign and then you click on submit, it's going to throw an error. But the text input does not do that. So you can use the email type input for email collection if you want to collect email from a user. All right, another one is using radio button. For instance, let's say you want the user to select his gender, which is male or female. I'm just going to duplicate this, shift alt down. Then also I need the break tag to cause new line. So maybe you want the user to enter to select age, or just say gender. So to say gender, the input type will be radio. So what say gender, and then we can say male, and then we can duplicate this and then say female, and then say female. So see what I just did. But if you look at the browser, if you click on female and then click on male, you can select both. It is not supposed to be so. You are supposed to select just one, not both. So how do we do that? Is to give them the same, give them a name attribute, and this name attribute must be the same. So you can say gender, and then the same thing here, and say gender. So now if we click on female and then we click on male, it switches. So this is how we can switch between male and female. Okay, and then again we can Another thing we can also do, we can use another element, although this doesn't have any form of functionality, but it's just kind of a design or an organizer. It's, the element is called field sets. This field set has a opening tag and then a closing tag, so we can take this closing tag and put it at the end of our element here, and then we have this nice border on our form. And then another element at the top of it, we can use another element called legend, and whatever we write in this legend automatically comes in between the line of the field set. We can say my form, and then you see it here, my form. So this is what the legend does. You can use it in your field set, gives you this border, while the legend, whatever thing you write inside, gives you this on the left hand side. So we can continue. I also want to bring this to your notice that HTML element, all HTML element has an attribute called style. So this style attribute, you can add colors to your, you can be able to add colors to your site or makes it fine. For instance, we can say background color. You can say background color, let's call it red. So we can do this, and then we see the form red. So just by using the attributes style and then say background color hyphen color then red. So this attribute style allows us to style the the element itself, and this kind of styling is what they call inline style in CSS, but we are not in CSS yet, but I just have to bring this to your notice so you are aware of it. So since you are aware, we can just simply take it off. Other element, forms element, is the button element, which is button element. So this button element helps to submit your form. You can use anything here. You can say submit. So this is the button element. Click on it, it can submit this form. Whatever thing that was filled, when you click on submit, it submits the form. Another button element, input, also have a type of button. In case you don't want to use this, you can use the input type button. Instead of text, you change it to button, and then you see, but you have to give it a value. Let's call it, they give it a value of input button. So you see now it's the same thing. So you can use this form of button, or you can use this form of button, but just if you are using this form of button, you have to use value so that you can have text in the button. But in using the button element itself, you don't need to use value because automatically it has a closing, it has an opening tag and a closing tag, so you can write in between. But since the input element does not have a closing tag, so you have to use the property, the attribute called value, and then write what you want to write inside the button. Alright guys, I just want you to digest this, and then see you in the next class. We'll talk about fonts again, but other properties or elements that fonts also have. Thank you.